Today's video is a little different, okay? I want to go over a little timeline that Voidzilla put out for us that shows how certain actors that are related to a certain case involving a certain person that was from a certain island, okay? That had a lot of kids on that island, okay? You guys know what I'm talking about. I'll say it in probably 30 seconds. I don't want to get demonetized right off the bat. But this is like an illustration of power. How politicians lie to you, how people with money, the elites, okay, they can do whatever the fuck they want and get away with it. And in the background, it's us normies fighting over, I like Donald Trump. No, I like Kamala Harris. No, I like the orange man. The orange man, he's gonna tell it how it is, okay? He's gonna release the files. Yeah, that was never happening, Junior. There was no shot. This society is one that is cruel to those that do not have wealth, and it only serves to enrich people that already have it, okay? These little gambling ads, okay? You see them everywhere. Who do you think that's targeting, huh? All these video games you're playing from AAA studios that want you to go and buy the battle pass, okay? Go buy some skins, little guy, okay? They want your money and they want to keep you down, all right? They don't want you making money, joining their ranks, okay? No new elites, all right? No new elites. We like our old boys club, and the old boys club, it protects each other, all right? You know, I think a certain someone, you know, everybody asks, did Epstein do that to himself? Did he do it to himself? And I think he did, but I think he did because a lot of people said, hey man, we need you to go away, because if anybody gets answers out of you, a lot of people are going down. And they probably held something over his head. Now, I don't know what they held over his head. I don't know if that guy had family. I don't know if that guy had people he cared about. But they held something over his head, and I think he just had to do it himself, okay? I think that's probably what happened. And I think there's a lot of conspiracy and information around it that we'll never find out, because the people that could tell us, why would they tell us? All it does is incriminate them. Now, with that little preamble out of the way, I want to show some clips from this Voidzilla timeline that he's given us, okay? Of some of the actors in this game telling us one thing and then telling us another thing, okay?
He's on Jeffrey Epstein. Enjoy.
Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein.
That island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew.
You say that the FBI...
Pretty interesting, huh? Pretty interesting how firm he is on the island, how bad it is, how much of a cesspool it is. Bill Clinton, he's gonna have problems, you know. He's going to have issues, okay? He went to that island and, you know, he's going to have issues. Now, let's have a look. Let's flash forward a little bit to present day. What does our commander-in-chief, the Orange Man, have to say now? What does he have to say about this? I mean, this is pretty crazy stuff, right? We're talking about somebody who had 1,000 victims, the majority of which were minors, all trafficked to an island where major elite people, such as British royalty and American politicians, were engaging in such insane acts with these young people. What would our dear commander, our commander-in-chief, the most powerful person in the world, what would he have to say? I mean, remember, Epstein claims that they were best friends, right? What does Mr. Trump have to say?
He allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the set?
Yeah, sure. If
Hey, Pam, could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Jeffrey Epstein? We're still on this guy? Look at his hands, bro. Are you serious? Jeffrey Epstein? That's who we're talking about right now? Look at the... Brother, people voted for this guy. People voted for this guy and they thought he was going to set them free. They thought a billionaire. I love it, bro. They were like, yeah, man, this guy, transparency. Like, because he swears a bunch and because he makes up names for people. Crooked Hillary, Sleepy Joe. Like they thought this guy who's really good at slogans, he was like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna be transparent, despite him having like numerous court cases where he's had to pay off women himself. You know, you're fucked when they have a whole ass Wikipedia page for your misconduct allegations, brother. Jury finds Trump liable for sexual abuse, awards accuser $5 million. But yeah, this was the guy. This was the guy that was going to expose Epstein. Totally. Here, anyone who voted for Trump, here, feel free to come get it. Listen, before we continue with this video, I just want to say, I don't necessarily blame the Trump voter, okay? There is misinformation that exists. X was literally bought by some South African guy that has business interests, and he decided to side with Trump, okay? Everybody who, like, was able to be offline a little bit was able to see what was going on. But if you're somebody who's terminally online, or if you're somebody who really only engages with Twitter and that's how you get your news, I don't necessarily blame you, okay? You are a victim. You got victimized by the mass propaganda machine that is Twitter, okay? It's very clear during the election cycle that it was heavily biased towards conservative posts. And if you look at Fox News, which is the #1 news source in America, okay? It has the most viewership in the United States. Brother, do you think that they are not a partisan organization? I'm not saying CNN is perfect, but if we're comparing the two, okay, come on, man. I will never forgive the Democratic Party for running a black woman after running a woman against Trump the first time and it not working. I'm not trying to say anything sexist or anything racist here, okay? But the reality is, the first time Trump got into office, he beat a woman, okay? The second time he ran, he lost to a white man, all right? The third time he ran, the Dems were like, okay, let's think about this. What can we do? Let's make her a black woman. I'm sorry, dude, okay? I'm not trying, but like, really? Really? You didn't look at like the last two strategies and see which one worked and went like, let's try this one. Listen, maybe one day there's time for a woman of color to be the president, or a woman at all, you know, maybe. I could see myself voting for a woman one day, you know? It just matters what the context of the election is, what the context of everything that's going on in society is. And the idea that you were gonna run her against Trump, brother. Oh man, terrible. All right, enough with that tangent. Let's see what he has to say here, okay? Let's see what our leader supreme has to say.
Just interrupt for 1 second. Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
He victimized like 1,000 people, most of which were minors. And all of the people that allegedly went there were the elite. Yes, people are talking about it, you fucking asshat. Oh my God.
Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like
yes, it's a waste of time, Mr. Trump. Yes, none of us care about the kids that were victimized. Nobody cares. It's a waste of time. Like, bro, like, is this not insensitive? Is this not insane?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like
he can't believe it, bro.
Where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy. I
love how the tragedy of all those kids dying in Texas is like an afterthought. Like the first thing on his mind, where he's wearing his gold tie, is think about all the success we're having. By the way, like 20 plus kids died in a flood in Texas, like literally 2 days ago. First thing he says is the success. All right. Like, bro, is it not transparent? This motherfucker doesn't care about your kids, bro. He doesn't care about the kids that Epstein got to, and he definitely doesn't care about those kids over in Texas, past the point that he has to put out a statement saying, my thoughts and prayers are with them. Brother, thoughts and prayers? Thoughts and prayers? What's that gonna do? Like, jeez. Anyways, ladies and gents, I don't really care about showing you guys like what this bald guy has to say or what Kash Patel has to say. I mean, these guys are all bought and paid for. They're all, you know, little juniors that were trying to, you know, make their waves and get to the point where they could make some money, okay? They're trying to get into nice little positions of power, all right? You think they care? No, obviously not. This guy, you thought Kash Patel, okay, you thought Buddy Patel was gonna fucking expose Epstein? Are you kidding me? This motherfucker was gonna fall in line. So yeah, I don't really care what he has to say. Pam Bondi, again, like, she said a bunch of stuff saying, oh, I got all the documents on my table. Brother, she says whatever floats the boat that day. Like, come on, brother. Yeah, man, this is hilarious. I love this. This was awesome. Anyways, ladies and gents, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. A little different than what I usually cover, but you know, it's pretty interesting. All right, pretty interesting. This society, it is run by. Anyways, I'm done. For the record, I was gonna say the elite, but I knew what you were thinking, okay? And that's crazy. I would never imply that.